Alright, today we're going to be looking at a really cool device. You may have noticed in some of my older videos that I've shown some close-up of certain items, basically on the microscopic level. And another video that I made, I bought a clip-on fisheye lens, just to distort the camera on my phone, so you could kind of see some cool effects that you can generate with it. So, today we're going to be looking at a clip-type LED cell phone microscope. This thing allows you to zoom into items from a perspective of a microscope. While it's not perfect, it's a great, cheap way to get some really cool close-up videos of some objects. So let's open it up, let's see what's included, and let's see how it performs. Alright. So, I've already opened this, so it's out of its natural packaging. I still have the box, but it's kind of destroyed. Alright, so first thing that we have is the manual for it. Just explains how to use it. I won't go too much into it. If you want to pause it and try to read through this, you're more than welcome to. But I'm not going to go too much over it. It clips on, it's got batteries, and it has two types of lighting modes, and we'll talk about those. So let's take a look what's inside the bag. Alright. So this is the actual microscope component. What it allows you to do is it clips onto the phone, so I can actually attach it, and you're able to look close up. That's my fingerprint right there that you can see. Alright, this part is used for the phone as well, because what you need to do is screw it on. There we go. Tighten it a little bit, and then it is ready to clip onto your phone, like a clothespin. Alright. Also, we notice on the side we have two different types of light. We have a currency detection type of light, so you can actually see it's infrared. So when you have something like a $100 bill or anything like that, you can analyze it to see how authentic it is. And the other option is a very, very bright LED. And what it does is it illuminates down, so it lights up whatever you're looking at. Alright, it's honestly made of a very cheap plastic. This is like $8 on Amazon or something like that, so you're really not going to get extremely high quality. However, it does the job, and it does some cool zooming in on items. Is it perfect? No, but it's a cool little thing to try out, play around with, and you could also technically unscrew it and use it on your eye as well to analyze something close up. Alright, so we'll cut to a couple scenes where we zoom in on stuff. We'll look at like a dollar bill, we can look at a Magic the Gathering card, we can look at, I don't know, maybe a sponge or something that I have lying around. I'll find something and we'll take a look at it. Alright, the first thing we'll look at is a $100 bill. I have one of these lying around. Doesn't mean I'm rich, it just means that I actually have $100 cash on me, which is actually very rare. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to clip it onto the camera, and we notice we can't see anything because the focal point was brought completely out of the picture. So I'm lowering the camera right now. We're basically going to be touching right onto the device. And actually, before I jump into that, I need to actually turn this on. So let's bring the camera back up. Alright, and I'm going to turn this to currency detection first. We'll switch to the LED on the $100 bill as well. But we can see how it already kind of illuminates parts of the $100 bill. Alright, so let's put this back on, and let's zoom in onto the bill. So like I said, I have to lower the camera pretty much all the way down, and then you'll start to see that I can get a clear picture on an item. There we go, now we're starting to get some detail. I'm just going to raise the camera up a little bit. There we go, and we'll zoom in right onto Ben Franklin's eye. Alright. The amount of detail that this can take is pretty good. Alright, I'm just going to zoom in as well so we can actually get the camera getting a good chunk of it on the screen as opposed to you having a giant black screen around it. Alright, and yeah, like I said, this is pretty darn accurate. This is with the currency detector. I'm going to remove it and switch to LED so we can see a little bit better. Alright, and that's how close the camera had to get to the $100 bill. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so now the LED is on. We'll put that on, and we'll see how that works. Alright, we are not getting perfect focus. Usually this zooms in a little bit better. But you get the idea of it. I mean, I'm zooming in on the serial number right now of it. You know, you can see it says Federal Reserve. You can view the 100 at the top. And it really lets you zoom into the absolute quality of this bill. It may take some getting used to kind of just, move it around, play around with it and stuff, but once you get it attached, you can start finding those little yellow 100s printed on it. you can go into the absolute specifics of the United States, Federal Reserve System. We can zoom into signatures down here at the bottom. Alright, and if you want to reverse the video, you can kind of see how zoomed out these items were. You can see the patterning in the bills. I don't even know where we are right now on Ben Franklin. Those look like the lips. Yep, there's the nose. Alright, so this has some pretty accurate zooming in. Alright, this is the correct Liberty Bell that we can zoom in on. And you can see how far into detail this magnifying glass can bring you. There are more expensive ones out there as well, but this one seemed like it had good ratings, and it had a great quality structure to it for the price that you're paying. Alright, so we'll switch out. We're going to look at a couple more things, and then we'll wrap it all up. Alright, the next item we're looking at is the back of a Magic the Gathering card. So we can actually see the M. There's the A. We can see the Gathering. So you can see this really goes deep into card quality. You can even see the trademark, what exactly it looks like. And yeah, it's giving us some pretty good detail. Alright, so next up after this, we will start looking at some other items. I'll go find a sponge and we'll look at some other stuff as well. But yeah, this is zooming in 60 times on a Magic the Gathering card. Let's see if I can find, there it is, Deckmaster. Alright, so we'll try some other stuff. Alright, now we're looking at a sponge zoomed in. The sponge is dry, but you can see that like the absolute stunning detail of the sponge. Right? And on the opposite side of the sponge, we also have a Brillo pad, so I'll switch to that in a few seconds as well. That's that rough type of sponge that's used to clean like gunk off of pots and pans. So let's switch that. Alright, and now we're looking at the Brillo pad. You see each of the individual wires that makes the Brillo pad work. Alright, it's kind of scraping against the camera, the lens, but it has a nice little plastic protector, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so yeah, you can kind of see that this is really going into some absolute fine detail. Alright, we can even see a red line inside of the Brillo pad as well. Alright, the final thing we're looking at, this is actually a paper towel where it has the perforated edges. So you can actually see that most of the paper towel is actually cut, and then each time I move it over, you can see kind of like a lump of a fibrous material. And this is how the paper towel is actually attached. They're not really attached too deeply onto it. And there are hundreds of these going across it, so you can really see the detail. I'll also show you, like, what the paper towel looks like up front. It's just a bunch of fibers all like meshed together. And yeah, you can really bring out the detail of it. I'm going to also tear a piece of this, and then we'll look at the tear to see how it differs. Right. So now we're getting to the tear. This is where I ripped it down out of the corner. Right, and you can really see the stunning level of detail inside of this. Alright, the last thing I want to show you is I took a pen and I kind of just started writing spirals. And you can see how, as I'm moving it, the ink is starting to fill in more and more. And you can slowly start to see the ink starting to take place. This is a pen that, usually we got to scribble a little bit to get it to start writing. But you can actually see the stunning amount of detail inside of a writing. Any kind of pen writing or any kind of ink trail left by a ballpoint pen. And you know what, while we're at it, let's see if we can get the actual ballpoint pen on this as well. Ah, there we go. So yeah, we can actually zoom in and see the ballpoint pen. I don't think I can get a video of it writing, but you can get an idea of exactly how close we're getting on a pen. And you can see there's a little bit of hair on it as well, like little fibers. You can really see the point or the tip of the ballpoint pen as well. So, yeah, this thing takes some pretty awesome videos. Alright, so, this little plastic magnifying glass is pretty sweet. It's cheap, I'm not gonna lie. It's a cheap piece of plastic, and it can break after some extended use. However, for what you're paying for it, like $8 or $9, it's a cool piece of technology. It's a great way to get some extra observational skills out of your phone. And, I mean, really, it's pretty cool. I had fun playing around with it. I've viewed a lot of things. I'll post some videos in the description of 60 times zoomed into things. I did a penny, nickel, diamond, quarter, and I also did a bunch of other household items as well. So those will be in the description. If you like this, I'll also post an Amazon link so you can purchase it. And yeah, it's a great gift for somebody who's, pretty scientific, great for a birthday, holiday, whatever. Usually they should have some sort of scientific interest, but overall it's a great little thing to have, and it's a cool little toy to play with. Alright, this is Brian Fadouk. Thanks for watching.